Hello YouTubers, welcome to Whole Pole's YouTube channel. It's Whole Pole speaking. Now today I've got something a little bit different and out of the ordinary for you. Have a look at this. Number 727 LNER, 1931 to 1937. It's an Raven Atlantic C9 I think it was, and it's been converted to what they call a C7. But it's the wheel arrangement that's very unusual. Have a look at this. Can you see? The LNER officially described it as a 4-4-4-4. Look at this. Now that's because the articulated part between the cab and the tender contained what was called a steam booster. Now you can't see it on the model obviously, but it contained another set of pistons and coupling rods with steam from the boiler, and these operated up to about 30 miles an hour and contributed an extra 300 horsepower to the starting tracting effort. Now this was because Gresley was getting a bit fed up with double heading some of his really heavy passenger trains, and he thought this might contribute to the locomotive working a heavy train on its own, assisted by this steam booster. Now of course at that time Gresley was introducing his A3s and a bit later on the A4s, so the need for this experiment was terminated in 1937. Now this one's been built from a white metal kit. It's a collection of 15 white metal kits that I obtained from a very good friend a couple of weekends ago. He didn't build them, but he bought them as a job lot and had intentions of bringing them back to full working order if they needed to be and enhancing them. Unfortunately, time's caught up with him a little bit, and so he decided to get rid of them. And I was lucky enough to be able to have them offered to me, and so I've taken the whole lot, and over the weeks and months ahead I'm going to show you all the different ones that I got. Some of them need work doing on them. I'm going to try and do it myself, but where I can't I will get help from him and other people if necessary to get them all running, because they're beautifully made. The paint finish is not the best, as you can see. They've been hand painted, but they're all lined out, and as you can see I've put some crew in there, if you can see that, and coal in the top there. So she's all fired up ready to go, and they've got Romford wheels, and altogether a very different locomotive altogether. Have a look at this 3/4 view. That's a better view, isn't it? Excuse my shaking hand. I'll get YouTube to get rid of that shake. Quite a handsome looking loco, and if you see when she goes around bend, she hunts quite a bit between the cab and the tender, and I wonder if that was replicated in real life. If it was, well, God help the driver and the fireman. So something very different. I think that this would be a very, very rare locomotive in 00 gauge circles. I wonder if there's any more out there at all in Britain. So I don't think I'll find any over here in Australia, but there may be perhaps one or two. And I'd be interested to know if anyone knows the kit that these were actually built from. Somebody suggested to me a Cotswold kit. I hadn't heard of those, but they did exist many years ago. Wheels, I don't think it was a K's kit. But there you go, very interesting and very rare loco. And I'm going to show you a few shots of her running around the layout as usual with other traffic there. I've got the Garrett going. There's a push-pull train with a 45XX GWR tank on it, and the Garrett's still coming round doing its stuff. It's settled in and bedded in nicely. Another one has since arrived, a so-called heavily weathered one. Well, it's about as heavily weathered as the pristine one, I think, but it's up to you to weather it yourself, I think, if you can. I've got some weathering powders here. I don't know whether I'm game enough to have a go at it or not. Okay, that's all from me on this one, but have another look at this loco. She's very, very nice, and she runs pretty well. She really does. and I hope you enjoy this. It's something completely different. Okay, bye for now. Just quickly to finish this off, have a look at this unusual vehicle that I picked up from a very good friend who was selling a collection. It's a kit-built coach, but in actual fact, I'm told that it's a pigeon-carrying vehicle for pigeon racing, transporting them probably to London and then bringing them out in the baskets, letting them go. And yes, last time I saw racing pigeons was on Coronation Street with old Jack Duckworth. But there you go, a very, very rare vehicle, kit made, very nicely made too. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.